Welcome, my dear astrology friends, to this Jupiter in Taurus reading. And I already did the monthly horoscopes for May. So if you want to know more about the whole month, check out that video. But if you want to know a little bit more in specifics, the specifics of Jupiter in Taurus, then this is your video. First, a little general explanation, you could say, of Jupiter in Taurus, and then I'll go to each and every single sign of the 12 signs to have a look at where the transit is happening for you. So let's delve into this because it's a rather, you could say, more of a pleasant energy whenever we are talking about Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. It's the ruler, the ancient ruler, you could say, of Pisces. And every single year, it makes a shift in another sign. So now it goes into the sign of Taurus at around and about the 17th of May of this year, of 2023. And it's going to stay there up until approximately the 26th of May of 2024. So you could say roughly a year that Jupiter is transiting the sign of Taurus. So I already explained it a tiny little bit in the monthly horoscopes, but here I'm going to elaborate a little bit more about what does it mean. So Jupiter, first and foremost, is a planet that is associated with growth, with expansion, with purpose and meaningfulness. It's such an important planet, and especially nowadays when so many people don't know what the purpose is. It's seen as a very wise planet, a spiritual planet. You know, if you've got it in a conjunction with your sun, for instance, or with your moon, it's about this expansive, optimistic, positive, purposeful, faithful kind of energy that is needed in life. And surely when we have adversities going on, but also to enjoy ourselves. And so Jupiter is also about learning, about teaching, coaching, healing as well. You know, you could say Jupiter has the interest of healing and has the interest of seeing things in a broader perspective. You know what Sagittarius and Pisces is all about. It sees the bigger picture. So when it transits in a certain area of your life, that is an area of your life that can grow very fast and that can give you a lot of joy and meaning. And why does it give you joy? Because it's purpose, it's meaningfulness. It's a very therefore it is seen as a very spiritual planet. Now in Taurus, Taurus is a sign of simplicity. It is a sign of down to earth. It is a sign of being grounded. It is a sign of the five senses, you know, the feeling and the touching and all of these things. It's a very sensual sign. Therefore, it loves luxury. It loves good food, good drinks. And it doesn't all have to be so sophisticated, but it has to be of high quality. It prefers to do things slowly, but good and in a good way, rather than doing something quick. So it's a fixed sign, it's a stable sign, it's a grounded sign. It is related to food, it is related to money, resources, because it represents the second house that is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty, equilibrium, and money as well. And, you know, again, the good things of life. It is associated with our five senses, right? So security and safety is something that I didn't mention, and that is definitely something that Taurus is all about. It wants security. You know, think about the cow, right? The cow is sitting in, in nature, and it's just chewing all the time, and it's being comfortable. And that is what Taurus is all about. It wants comfort, it wants stability and safety and security. So it's going to do a lot to keep that in check. It's also about value and what you value. So they value, the things that they value becomes very dear to a Taurian. So whatever it is, they are going to try to work on their talents, to work on their financial stability, but also their emotional security, to keep that in check. Now, if you combine these two, you know, there's Taurian earthly energy and then this expansive, purposeful energy, and mix it together, it's very easy, right? It is finding purpose in all those Taurian things. It's finding purpose, meaning, growth in those simple things, but yet very earthly quality things and stable things. That is something that I really, really love. The stability of all of this, and the safety, and what we can do to keep us safe and secure, and what we can do ourselves to create that environment. So Taurus is a lot about it, the environmental stuff. It's a lot about the quality of life on, you could say, well-being, so to speak. So definitely, what is Jupiter going to do when it enters that sign? It's very significant because then it shows you the flavor of that year. And sometimes, you know, when a planet is not really doing anything, it's, you know, it's just that mixture that I just explained. But here we've got some keys here towards the story of Jupiter in Taurus. First of all, it's going to be conjoining right from the start with the North Node. So the North Node, in comparison with the South Node, is a bit like the planet Jupiter already. So why? Because the North Node focuses towards our destiny and what we need to learn to grow fast. And you could say on a spiritual level, it's our growth. And it's what we're going to attract in life, positive, negative stuff, how we perceive it, of course, but to grow and to grow as fast as we can. So the North Node is that. It's getting out of the comfort zone for sure, because how can we grow if we're not getting out of the comfort zone? And everything is peaceful and stable. It has its advantages, but it also has a downside on the growth. So what a beautiful thing here that is happening, because on the one side, you can say Taurus is all about stability. But on the other side, we've got the North Node, which is actually getting out of the comfort zone to grow. So it's contradictory. But when you combine it, it is actually that we can, of course, these are not planets that do things to us. Remember, we have free will, and we, of course, the environment and whatnot, it's all there. We're not God. And but we can do a lot. We have a lot of power. And with the North Node, it shows that we can grow very, very fast now. And actually, that growth can be sustainable. That is what this Taurus North Node conjunction is all about. And Jupiter North Node combination. It's like a double whammy of expansion and of growth. So it really depends on ourselves. What are we going to do? If I describe this energy to you, I mean, you have your free will. You could say, no, thank you very much. Because sometimes people are not keen on growth because that demands getting out of the comfort zone. And that demands also saying goodbye to stability and to habits and things that has served us for a long time, which is a South Node in Scorpio. It doesn't want to, you know, it knows that it needs to transform and that it first needs to release before it can, you know, the death before the rebirth. First there's the death, right? Symbolically. And we may not forget that. So it depends on if we feel ready and if we can do it in a moment, you know. It's not about I'm angry now because I can't get out of the comfort zone. No, you are who you are at that particular stage in place and time. So, but we definitely have an opportunity here to grow. And it's even more transformative because right from the bat, the Jupiter planet is also squaring Pluto when it turns into the sign of Taurus. And that is because Pluto is right at the beginning at 0 degrees of Aquarius, and that forms a fixed square. So Pluto squaring up to Jupiter, it again means a tremendous amount of potential for growth. You know, Jupiter and Pluto together, when you have that in the second house, for instance, it can mean astronomous money, lots of money. So it's like exponential growth, like on the YouTube channel, right? You can have like slow growth, and all of a sudden it goes exponential. It's that kind of energy that we have here. But again, it's up to us because it's a square. It demands effort. And what is the effort? Consciousness. 50% it's consciousness. And then the other 50% is working with that consciousness day by day. You know, it's like going to the gym day by day. So what an opportunity we have. And yes, but that is for next year. We will have this Jupiter conjoining with Uranus. But that is something to be explained for the year of 2024. But that also means that, and it's around at about April of 2024, at 21 degrees of Taurus. So all the rest was 0 degrees of Taurus. Now this is 21 degrees of Taurus. In April 2024, Jupiter and Uranus. This is again wake-up calls like no other. Wake-up calls, things that are really shifting very quickly. Again, with that energy of growth, but also stability for the long run. If we are willing to get out of the comfort zone. Now, enough of that. Let's just delve into this and let's have a look at each and every single sign. What does it mean? First of all, for Taurus, this is happening in your second house. So you're going to have this, the second house. What is it associated with? It's the house of Taurus, actually. And it is associated with money, your assets, your resources, the things that, you know, the hustle for the money kind of energy, the things that you do to grow your money, to grow your assets, to grow your talents. And on another level, a bit deeper, is the confidence, self-worth. I've always seen it time after time, whether you have that in a transit or even in a solar return when you've got Jupiter there, it's growth. So that's a good sign for Aries, that there is an opportunity for growth when it comes to your money, when it comes to your resources, and especially if you do the effort, if you work hard for it, if you're getting out of the comfort zone and willing to have a look at a very realistic level, right? If you're, for instance, lazy, you're not lazy, you're an Aries, but if you're, for instance, lazy and sitting whole days in the couch, you're not going to earn any money, right? It's very simple. It's very simple. All of this astrology is super, super simple. If you want to have more money, yes, sometimes you can do loans, you can do resources of other people, but here it's recommended, try to go for that promotion. And how can you make the fastest promotion? By shifting to another company or work for someone else or work for yourself, whatever it is. There is also on a very deep level this more confidence, and it comes like luck, but it isn't like that. So you could feel like for no reason all of a sudden you feel more confident. You feel more secure. No matter what, you feel stronger. And that is because you did the work before that when Jupiter was in your sign. And when Jupiter was in your sign, a lot of people will go and learn something new or try to, broaden their horizons of some sort. So it's really, really interesting. And it's really positive for all you Aries people. Tap into that, enjoy it, and the confidence comes from the self. So detach yourself from what other people think, because that is going to fasten your process. Why do I say that? The South Node in your 8th house. So don't listen to other people. I know it sounds a bit impossible sometimes, but it's going to strengthen you. And Aries people are like that anyways. You know, if you got some Aries planets, you will have that tendency to, I do it my way, and use that strength for sure. Taurians, wow. This is amazing for you. This is a huge opportunity for you. You have been dealing with lots of energies in your sign lately. But yes, Uranus, first and foremost, is the biggest planet there for you. In the sense of the biggest one that is going to change your life. And this has to do with your authenticity, with your realness, with your, Taurians are always lovely people. they're ruled by Venus, but I've said it again and again for the Taurians, it's really time now to stand up for themselves with Uranus there, and Jupiter is going to enhance that. So having Jupiter in your first house, lots of Taurians will go to college again, or studying or learning something new or teaching, because Jupiter has to do with expanding your horizons. It can be literally that, for instance, for some of you, you will have to travel for your work. But whatever it is, it's time now to learn, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Try to do something that, with the learning, I mean something that has to do with a broader perspective, like metaphysical side of life, philosophy, but it's in Taurus, so you could be learning things that has to do with Taurus, which is beauty, money, finances, food, and all of these things. So Jupiter is about you are growing, and use that energy, because you are now, this energy gives you a more optimistic outlook on life, and the first house is your life path. So also in relationships, if it has been rough for you, or if it has been not easy for you at all with this Jupiter in the first house, it's like you find purpose within you. You find purpose in yourself. You find purpose not by being so oriented towards others, but being in your own element. And Taurians, they can do that. They can live their lives in their little heads, or in their head, doing little small stuffs that they enjoy, and they are so happy with simple things. It's really an asset to have that, and really an advantage to have that in your character. But here it's about, I'm important. Jupiter in your sign, I'm important. I know my worth. I am the prize, which is very Jupiter in your first house, and it's going to attract others. So if you're single, you could be a magnet now. And I really mean that, because you have that Jupiterian positive, optimistic confidence around you. If you are in a relationship, it's about you growing. So two things can happen. Your spouse or husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, they can say, oh, what's going on here? And they can start to become like, feeling that they're out of balance, and it depends on them whether they go with you. In other words, also go for the growth, also go for the expanding your horizons and so on. Wow, this is fantastic. But if not, it's not. It is what it is. And the North Node is in your sign. So you need to pay attention towards you. Of course, this is not to say that, hey, don't worry about your relationships. Just skip them all if they're not giving you anything. It's not that drastic, but it's about the balance of getting more towards you and investing, also do effort in people, of course, but the 50%. It takes two to tango, like in the song of 2 for T and T for 2. And anyway, enjoy it. Enjoy this, because you're going to have this for a year. So this is nice energy for you. Geminis, this is a bit behind the scenes. This is like no one is going to know, but it's all happening behind the scenes. Why? This very nourishing energy, I would say. It's in the 12th house, and the 12th house is the unseen realm. So I find that when Jupiter is transiting the 12th house, people tend to feel that they are supported, that they are guided, but they cannot pinpoint this. They cannot say it's my friend or husband or girlfriend or whatever. No, it's like knowing that it's not from this realms, it's not from this world. It's very esoteric, but because it's Taurus, it's also very real. So if you have someone that is a loved one, a dear one that you had to, that has passed away, this could really be your guide now, and you feel it very strongly. Maybe you have a relative that passed away like 10 years ago, but now you see all signs of them everywhere, and it's for you because they're making contact with you to say, I'm supporting you. And although it's not tangible, Remember, Jupiter is about purpose. It gives you purpose. It gives you purpose. It gives you a lot of energy to release old patterns, old stuff that is not even yours. So it's like, it's really something magical having Jupiter in the 12th house. And I like it because it's in this tangible Taurian energy. So also, of course, the 12th house is also associated with relaxation, with and in Vedic astrology, it is faraway countries. So if you can, make use of traveling far away and, you know, enjoying luxury things. If you can, of course, do it. It's going to give you a lot of potential to release old baggage, old luggage. It is definitely also the house of escape and the house of not only releasing but escaping reality. So do it in a positive way. Escape by doing positive things to you, right? You can escape in many ways and still have fun with it. You know, you can have a tremendous nice walk around the seaside, you know, very early in the morning when everyone's asleep and you're just walking with your dog or whatnot along the seashore. All these things, these are little things, but these are the things that you can tap into now and that are so crucial for your overall well-being. So very nice energy indeed. Cancerians, this is happening in your 11th house. So your luck, your purpose, your good luck, you could say, your good fortune lies there in the 11th house, which is the house of friends, the house of connections, the house of like-minded people, the house of your goals for the future. So make some plans for the future, because and go out of your comfort zone as much as you can with Uranus there. Do a goal that you've never done that. It's out of your comfort zone because you know that it's going to give you a lot of meaning, a lot of purpose. If you have your own business, also a lot of money, because the 11th house is the second house of the 10th house, which means if you are having your own business, it means your income from your own business. So you could be having growth there. You could be having expansion there. You also could attract friends from other countries, from abroad, you know, Jupiterian kind of friends, so friends that deal with some sort of spirituality or some sort of wisdom, because it's in Taurus. It could be wealthy friends, but they have some spiritual connection as well. It's not just getting wealthy for the money, but it's like they are wealthy in all aspects, also in the spiritual side of life. And the spiritual side is understanding that everything is connected. And so if you are looking for a new job, for instance, or if you are, go to your friends and talk about it. Go networking, go to areas of groups of people. Do something in groups that could be very, very interesting for you as well. If you have, for instance, your own website, your own YouTube channel, it can explode with Jupiter there. So so very expansive energy, very good for your social life. If you have been saying my social life wasn't so good because I've been working a lot or whatever, this is energy for growth and expansion. If you are single, Jupiter with the North Node in the 11th house could mean that you fall in love with a friend, and it could mean that this friend is from another area, you know, is from abroad, or at least has a different background than you, but it's giving you a lot. It's a bit of a mentor almost. So that could happen as well. You could expand your friend zone. You could really, if you say, I need some new friends, this is the time. Go out there, go to groups, go travel in a group, go, of course, if this is not your thing, you don't have to, but I'm just giving you some explanations here. And with Taurus there, they will give you some practicality, some practical support, your friends. It's like sometimes friends can support us emotionally or financially. I don't think that's always a good idea. But anyway, if you discern very well. But with this Taurus, you know, when you're, for instance, not feeling good, A Taurus kind of energy in your friend house could mean like they're making you food, great food, for instance, and they're nurturing energy. They have nurturing energy. So, but whatever it is, also make sure that you spend some time on creating new goals for the future. It doesn't matter how old you are. You have this opportunity, so make use of it. Leos, this is a very, very important transit in key areas of your life because it's Jupiter, North Node, and Uranus squaring up to Pluto as well in your 10th house. So the 10th house is the top of your horoscope. I always call it the second ascendant because, and especially if you say, but it's always associated with work and I don't work, it's like what you contribute to society. And you could say, I can't contribute anything. You are. Your energy is a contribution. Make sure that your energy is positive and you will make this world a better world. Although it's not so tangible, but here it will be tangible. When you, of course, have a work, have a job, this is a huge opportunity for promotion, for growth, for anything that you touch can go big here. Whether it is work that you do your own business and make sure, if you want to have more success, do something Jupiterian-like and do something Taurian-like. So with Jupiterian-like, it is traveling, it is teaching, learning, coaching, expanding through traveling, through learning, through you teaching others something. All these things, and also Taurian things, beauty, food, everything that has to do with the environment. What else is Taurus? Clothes, fashion. All these things, if you are going to do something when it comes up to career, this is big expansion waiting for you, and not only waiting for you, but you made it happen. When Jupiter was in your 9th house and you expanded your horizons, or you learned something, or you went to school or whatever, you can now apply it. So make use of it. It's a really, really expansive energy, and it's something new. Also, when you want that promotion, it's better to do something new with the North Node here than stick to the old, right? And so yeah, get out there, get out and about. That is the purpose of this Jupiter in your 10th house. Virgos, this is lovely news for you. This is in the 9th house, and which is an amazing house, because when your 9th house is okay, you can deal with everything. And I mean, literally. And why is that? Because the 9th house is a mind house. It's your higher mind. And even if you say, I don't believe in anything, I don't believe in God or whatnot, but there must be something that you believe in, right? In nature, or in yourself, in your highest self, or in the fact that everything is connected with each other. With Jupiter there, what an expansion is possible here to become way more optimistic, way more trusting in life, and not only in yourself. I'm actually saying trusting in the universe. The 9th house is the universe, you could say. And people who've got strong 9th houses, they have this, it seems like they're happy all the time. They are, I'm smiling because I'm a Virgo and I have a lot of planets in my 9th house. And people say that to me all the time. It seems like I'm always jolly, and that's of course not the truth, but when I am in that vibe and expressing it, it is the truth. And I am forcing myself to do that every now and then, because I know that and with forcing, and this is with Jupiter in your 9th house, with forcing, that's not the right word. Let's use focusing. It's not forcing. I take that back. Focusing. Why? Because with Jupiter in your 9th house, typical Virgo thing is that we focus on the little things, right? And we focus on, and in itself, that can be a good thing, especially if you have to do a job, for instance. You have to be very analytical and very nitty gritty and be pinpointing things and be very, you could say, secure there in those little things. And but sometimes you can overdo it, right? We Virgos, we are sometimes undermining ourselves because we just are stuck in the detail. Now, it is Jupiter in a trine to your energy. I mean, it's Taurus, it's a fellow earth sign. This can help you in seeing things a little bit broader and having more trust in the universe that you don't have to micromanage everything. Don't you find that annoying? I certainly do. You know, micromanaging all the time. It drains you, doesn't it? Now, with this energy, it gives you an opportunity to not do that so much and to actually let the universe do its work. That is trusting, right? Jupiter in the 9th house is having trust with the creator, period. You know, the 9th house is the road to God, and it definitely can strengthen and can make your connection with God very, very positive. Also, when things are not going the way you want them to go, and especially then, because it's all easy, right, to be grateful and when things happening in a good way, but when things are not happening in a good way, I'm talking about that energy. With Jupiter there, it's like expand and focus on the things that you do have, and it's not gonna. It's not the tactique of putting your head in the sand and you don't know the wrong things that are going on. No, it's just what you focus on becomes bigger, right? It's really a law in the physics. I think. If you are a physician, not a physician, if you do something, studies or in the physics, write down in the comments below. But it truly is the fact that you will be able to focus more on the bigger picture. And I mean, in combination with your eye for the detail, wow, that is amazing. So travel, go as much as you can, dear Virgos. If that is not possible, at least travel in the mind, which is read books that are opening up your mind. Read books like, you could say, the medical side of life, right? That put things in perspective so that we understand why things are the way they are. It's a good time to study something. It's a good time to learn something, learn a language, learn a new skill, whatever it is, but something that is broad and quite abstract to some extent, but again, practical as well, because it's in Taurus. And it's fantastic energy. I love it for you Virgos out there. Librans, Libra, Jupiter in the 8th house. This is something that other people will not notice that this is happening, but it's a fantastic energy to have. Jupiter in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation. It's the house of death and rebirth. It's a deep psychological house. It's a house where we stock our fears. And with Jupiter there, it can mean that we overcome them, that we understand. And how can you overcome those fears? By digging deep and going to the root of the matter, understanding where, Taurus, Ron is there. I want to understand what's going on there. Where does it come from? And what is behind it? What is deeper, the deeper purpose and the deeper meaning of all of this? Not just a superficial thing. And so what an amazing energy here to have an interest in the occult, have an interest in the metaphysical side of life. I see when people have Jupiter transit in the 8th, a lot of people are going to be interested in things like astrology, study about it, or philosophy even, or spirituality of some sort. It doesn't matter where you feel good for, but it's going to be realness. It's not going to be very fluffy. I'm up in the air in la la land. No. It's very tangible. It's like, I understand it now. For instance, I understand now why I'm so anxious. Why? Oh, it comes from because I think that I'm going to be rejected. Oh, it's the fear of rejection. Okay, then I have to work on that. Why do I always look at the outside? That I have to be valued. The 8th house is about values that other people give you. Why am I chasing this? I have to give it to myself, and etc., etc., etc. This is all the good stuff that Librans are seeing now, are sensing and understanding as a process. On a more mundane level, Jupiter in the 8th can mean money that is coming to you from that you didn't have to do effort for, like for instance an inheritance, like a tax return, like maybe investments or loans that are finished now or that you get, and all of these things. So on a financial level, it can also mean the resources that you share with your spouse or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or another friend or a business partner, that this is expanding. So this is also a financial house, okay? But on the deepest level, it's this deep psychological level of understanding your darkness, your own demons, so to speak. And because you understand them, you work on them, you become stronger. And that is finding a lot of meaning in that deep digging of psychological digging. Scorpios, this is relationship stuff. What an opportunity here. So for you Scorpios, I've seen a lot of Scorpios lately that have been dealing with quite a lot of challenge on the relationship level, with all that energy there in Taurus, and with Jupiter now, with the North Node, especially when you are single, yes, someone can come along, absolutely, who's got that Jupiter, Uranian, North Node traits. So definitely something that has your best interest. You know, Jupiter is a jolly kind of person, right? It's optimistic, flamboyant. It sees life, the glass is half full. Of course, it's a reflection of how you are seeing life yourself, but it's a mirror, the 7th house. So you are gonna attract more of those people. And also Jupiter means foreign, and the North Node as well. So you could meet a lot of foreigners, or people from other cultures that or have a different background. That could mean that as well. And of course, next year with that Jupiter-Uranus combination, it could also mean that people that you are attracting in your life are teaching you something about freedom. And that is also a very important thing that you are learning at this particular moment. But yes, focus on others for sure. If you are in a relationship and it has been going really, really tough, but you know that this person is a good person. I mean, there is 50-50 equilibrium between give and take. Then, and let's say it has been hard lately, this Jupiter in the 7th house can mean an improvement of the relationship. It could also mean that you are in a relationship and you're meeting some sort of other person that is mentoring you for some reason, or that is a bit seeing that you are seeing as a coach, and that you find a lot of purpose in this particular connection. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic thing, but there could be some mentor there approaching your way with Jupiter in Taurus and really giving you a lot of security there. And business partners as well. You know, if you're looking for a business partner, Jupiter in the 7th is a good energy. It's a positive energy for sure. But it's also you are growing through your relationships. So you find meaning in connecting, and you also find meaning in Scorpio, the South Node still in your side now, finding meaning in releasing parts of you that are no longer suiting you. So definitely the toxic parts of you. And don't get me wrong here, you know, the people say, oh, toxic people, I attract toxic people. Of course, we all have toxic energy, and it's like noticing it and releasing it and focusing on the positive and on very healthy energy. So you could be doing a lot of release of old habits and old identity that you identified yourself with, you know, to release that. And that's a good thing. Sagittarians, your 6th house. I love this for you because I've seen lately many Sagittarians coming for a reading and ordering a reading, and not coming for a reading, but ordering a reading. I don't do readings at home anyway. So and they are at that point where they want to find more purpose in their work. They want to find more meaning in their work. and it's there. With Jupiter there, the North Node there, it's like there's something faded, there's something expansive happening, and also a lot of work, but not that it's too much or that is draining your energy. On the contrary, it can be very, very. I remember when I had Jupiter through the 6th house, I had lots of new stuff coming in, new works, and a lot of work as well. But I find it was when I started the astrology, I found so much more meaning in all of that. And that's a beautiful thing. So yes, do go for the promotion, do go for the new job if you want to. It's a good timing here. And of course you have this whole year in your chart, but there is definitely you, because remember, Sagittarius, the ruler of it, is Jupiter. So it's almost like you are in that 6th house over there. So it definitely is a busy year. It's going to be a bit more busy. And if you're not working, for instance, this could be your daily life. Your daily life is busy, but it's with Taurian things. It could be really the routines that you're doing for your family or for yourself and others. And you're finding lots of a purpose in it by doing that. Being of service for others as well. It can give you the best tremendous feeling of importance, and you're really, really gonna like it, especially because this is an opportunity for also improving your health. The 6th house is related to mental, physical health, and with Jupiter there, it can mean that you find more meaning in doing some sort of an exercise or doing some different routine, and you find it so meaningful, and you're really having a lot of purpose out of that, or learning a lot about it, but also directly applying it, because it's Taurus after all. So definitely growth for those of you who are saying, like, you know, my work sucks. Well, this is an improvement for sure. And especially when you did a lot of work on your creative self when Jupiter was in Aries, and it's still there. But anyway, a very interesting energy. Capricorns, you are one of those signs, just like the Virgos, a fellow earth sign. So you are going to feel this tremendously. And this is so easy energy for you in your 5th house of expression. This is like feeling alive. And this is also because the 5th house is associated with the heart chakra. So the things that we do because we love it, we enjoy it, and we love to do it. And so the 5th house is literally our hobbies. That's why it's our hobbies, the sports that we do, the things that we do to enjoy life, whatever it is for you. So in Taurus, that could be going to a good restaurant with some friends, going to a cafe, going for a workshop where you learn how to knit, how to sew, how to make beautiful clothes. You know, plenty of stuff that is available there, energy, and you find joy in it. You know, Jupiter is a very enjoyable planet. It's in an enjoyable house, so there is time for play here. Of course, it's also the house of romance and children. So especially when you are single, this can be the time where you meet someone, and it's a Jupiterian kind of person. With the North Node there as well, it could mean someone from a different culture or at least from a different background, but that has this optimism around them, but also this groundedness around them. If you are in a relationship, you could be doing stuff together now that you really, really love, whatever it is, whether it is traveling or whatnot, but that fills the heart and that fills the joy of life. And and this is trining your energy. So this is amazing for the Capricorns, especially for those Capricorns who have had hard times and where they had their hearts broken. This is like fresh new energy, right? Like in the yoga, it is like stretching and opening up the heart, right? Could be doing some yoga as well. Why not? But anyway, also, so new love is definitely on if you are open for that. And also children, your child could expand. your child could be wisely growing, traveling more, learning more, exploring more, and your contact with your child can improve here with Jupiter in the 5th house, because it's more hopeful. You tend to, as a parent, no matter what age they are, you tend to look more focusing towards the positive of your child. And because you do that, it only becomes bigger. And that is very, very nice indeed. Or your child could be really going through a stage of their life where they grow exponentially, you know, with the North Node there, Jupiter there, Uranus there. All of a sudden, they can have that really aha moments and explore. And that is really positive. Also, you could be thinking about having children and making children. It's also that opportunity there for Jupiter in the 5th house. It's one of my favorite transits, right? And I hope you can tap into that energy very, very largely. Aquarians, another fixed sign that you are, just like Taurus, where Jupiter is transiting now in your 4th house. Very important transit for you. Although people are not seeing that. I mean, Jupiter in the 4th house is amazing for emotional well-being. And that is, it's literally our home, but it's also figuratively, you could say, the part of us that the parent in us, right? The parent, how we parent ourselves. And that is by being kind to ourselves, being positive, being nourishing, for sure, in the sign of Taurus, but in a healthy way and in a way that is very grounding. So you could be finding more meaning and purpose in literally your home. Maybe you have, so some of you, not all of you, but some of you will go to a bigger home because Jupiter is grand, and you know, you can literally go to a bigger home with a lot of land there with Taurus, I think at fields and whatnot, but it's not so literal. You could be really feeling more secure within, finding security within, you know, that emotional stability, that safety there. And not because of outer things, not because your mom is supportive or a friend is supportive of your spouse or whatever. No, it comes from within, which is so strong. It's the strongest. And it's like you parenting your own inner child, and that makes you solid as a rock, strong. And you can handle anything when you have that. When you have those roots very firmly in the ground and very broadly looking at your life and seeing yourself also as very powerful in that respect, because you are. So it's a very emotional house, the 4th house. And so I remember when I had Jupiter transit in a 4th house, it was after a renovation. And I remember like finding so much purpose and enjoyment, which is Jupiter, in just being at home and looking at, oh, everything is working. Like, with the cooking, everything is going smoothly. You know, the dishwasher, it works. Electricity, it doesn't fall out. You know, that kind of thing. You can find literally a lot of purpose in those little things, but they are very important for your peace. And so enjoy that for sure. Pisceans, this is your 3rd house happening, this Jupiter transit in the sign of Taurus, sextiling your energy. So this is easygoing energy in a mind house. So the 3rd house, remember, is a mind house, a house of the mind, a house of how you communicate, how you speak, how you listen, how you write. And with Jupiter there, it's all more optimistic. It's all more positive. It's also the house of learning, teaching, short trips. So do them if you can. Do lots of short trips. You can really find a lot of purpose there, a lot of enjoyment for your life purpose, or meeting someone important as well by traveling, by doing short trips. And it's a very social house. So you could get way more social and also expanding and improving your connections with neighbors, with siblings, and you know, they give you that support. Jupiter is about support, so these people will give you more support. Not that they are not doing it in other times, but now with Jupiter there, it also is growing, and it's in a tangible way. So It's literally when you are ill, for instance, and you are single. Let's say you're single, you're ill, and people that you know live far away. Jupiter in the third house is the neighbor that is making you a meal every single day and giving that to you. You know, that is very, very Taurus energy, which is grounding, which is support from someone in the neighborhood. So, but definitely when you want to learn something, and it's rather something practical, right? It's not so much teaching or learning like things like philosophy or the abstract metaphysical side of life. No, it's more a practical thing, like a language, like driving with the car, or learning how to sew so you can make your own clothes and you don't have to pay those tremendous amounts of money for new clothing or whatnot. You know, it's beauty, right, Taurus? So a lot of optimism there, a lot of optimism. Now, if you have your own business, having Jupiter in the third is very positive for your PR, because it means a blow up in your maybe YouTube channel or website, social media and whatnot, and it's very tangible and sustainable. So this is really, really good. And so that could be possible as well. But overall, it's you being here more optimistic. And remember, the ancient ruler of Pisces is Jupiter. So you are in that third house. So it's you that is going from here to there, short trips and moving around a lot as well. And communicating a lot, being busy, the busyness, and doing a bit of everything. It's very much associated with this Gemini third house. I mean, Gemini, for you, it's in the sign of Taurus, but it's a Gemini house where we do kind of, lots of things at the same time. And so, yes, it's going to make your life a bit more optimistic. And I mean, on a mental level. And I mean, that is so important, isn't it? So enjoy that for sure. Having said that, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy this Jupiter transit in Taurus. Make the best out of it. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.